All right, so the next section that we're going to do is the front quadrant. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a fine weave, otherwise known as a micro stitch or a baby light. We're going to take a 1/2 inch slice right over the ear. The hair around the hairline is curved, so it's going to be a little bit thinner right over the top of the ear. That's okay. We'll comb this down smooth, and then we're going to take a very fine slice across the top. Remember how in the other slices I told you it could be anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch? On this one, I want you to go closer to 1/8 of an inch. This one is a micro stitch, baby weave, baby light, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be like a really small subsection of hair. Now that we've got a very small subsection of hair, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a really tiny, fine weave. So when you see this hair, when I lay this down, you're going to see it's just a little tiny little section. It's definitely see-through. You can definitely read newsprint through it, like it said in that one video. If you pull it down and you feel like you see any areas where maybe it's a little too heavy, you can go back underneath and refine it. Pull out hair if you feel like it's too thick, or pick up hair if you feel like it needs a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to take my foil, just like we've been doing all along. Put your tail comb underneath it. Make that flap. Goes right up to the scalp. I'm just making sure it's nice and snug before I take my tail comb out. And I come around with this hand, hold it in place, lay the hair down, and I pick up the product, start laying the hair down into the product. And as I make sure all the hair is saturated, then I'm going to start working closer up to the top, making sure I get the hair at the top of the foil, but not applying too much excess product here where it could bleed out of the foil. You can lift it up, touch up those ends, make sure everything is fully saturated. Then you can start closing up your foil. Remember that if you feel like your foil has slipped, you can go to the bottom using this flap here, snug it up, pull it up to the scalp if you need to. I'm going to fold my ends in. There's my nice little packet. I'll do another one. 1/2 inch subsection. Let that drop. Out of this hair, you come back in, take a little tiny fine slice off the top. We're talking about 1/8 of an inch off the top. This is where your weave is going to come in. We're doing a baby light, fine weave, micro weave, some call it, micro stitch. Pick up the hair, come right across. And this is what it looks like. Make your flap. with your tail comb. Put it right underneath. Hold your section with your thumb and your, either your pointer finger or your middle finger, and start to apply the product. You're plastering the hair down with product. It's going to stay stuck to the foil. If it's popping up off the foil, apply just a little bit more product. Don't forget the ends. They need to be fully saturated, no dry spots. And you can come back up to the top and make sure that you got it up to the edge, but not too close to the edge. We're folding in half. Folding the edges in on either side, making sure not to over direct the hair from the corners. We want all the hair to come straight down into the foil, not over directed. Okay, any questions?